Hey guys, this is Rudy, and this is my Linkin Park Minutes to Midnight tier list. We're going to be talking about the songs on the album. So I have the 12 songs queued up that were on the original release, as well as a couple songs that ended up on digital releases at this time that are really popular. Um, we're going to kind of go through a few different categories. Just knock this one out of the way. Not sure was just where I stuck Wake because I wasn't sure where to stick it. Um, it's a song. It's a good song, but it's just like it doesn't have vocals or anything, so it just kind of doesn't really I think fit the other categories very well. You could probably put it in deep cut if you wanted to. Um, it's good. But anyways, let's talk about some songs. So first, I want to talk about No Roads Left. No Roads Left is a Mike Shinoda song. It's a digital release. It was on a couple of deluxe digital versions of the album that came out a few years later, like on iTunes and other platforms. But really good song. I didn't really expect Mike Shinoda to have a voice like that, to be able to belt that out and to kill it the way that he did. It was an amazing performance. Valentine's Day is one of the standout songs in the album. Tremendous song, really like a lot of potential. I think just a very underrated song. The way that the chorus kind of kicks in towards the end in a very almost it kind of really elevated the song for me. 10 out of 10, great song. Hands Held High, it's one of those songs I listened to a lot in my youth. At a time when I was sort of developing my political opinions and thinking about things. I grew up during the Bush administration, which if you were back then at those times, people were very critical of that administration, and I think it's for very good reasons. Lots of controversial things were going on at the time. And not always really for benign purposes. And so I like to think that this song, was a really great way for me to kind of explore some of those ideas and to think about it through someone else's eyes and to kind of see things differently. But really good song. No More Sorrow. I kind of wanted to bring this one up just to kind of I bet people are wondering well, what's your least favorite song? It's probably that one. No More Sorrow. Great song. But there are just so many great songs that there had to probably be one that I just didn't like as much, and that's No More Sorrow. And it was a single. It's a great song, so that shows my opinion is not the end of the world. It's an opinion, subjective. With that out of the way, let's keep going. So we're gonna start with "Given Up." "Given Up" is another single on the album. It's the song that Wake leads into. Really good song. Nothing bad to say about it. It makes sense that it was a single. And then we're talking about these two songs together in tandem, "Shadow of the Day" and "What I've Done." These songs are probably the commercial peaks of the album, the two best known singles as I recall. "What I Done" I think was in the Transformers movie, and "Shadow of the Day" maybe also was in a movie, but I can't remember which one. If you know, just let me know in the comments. But I like these two songs a lot. They're really good songs, and they definitely highlight that new direction, kind of like a stadium band sort of thing. Very vocal dominated, kind of rock dominated songs. They don't really have that same hip hop feel of music that you're really used to someone with a band like Linkin Park, with someone like Chester and Mike Shinoda on it. But really good songs, and they deserve to be singles. They're wonderful recordings. "Shadow of the Day" in particular, I think, is just a really nice ballad. So good songs, for sure. Then we're going to talk about "Bleed It Out." "Bleed It Out" is, in my opinion, the catchiest song on the album. Very rhythmically driven. Mike is rapping on the song, and Chester is really killing that chorus and killing his vocal cords at the same time. I don't know how we got through that, but he killed it. Great song. Great commercial piece of music, in my opinion. I think it is probably the best single on the album in that respect. Just high energy, one of Linkin Park's most high energy songs. And then my favorite single is "Leave Out All the Rest." So there's not much to say about this song except that it's an amazing song. Somehow it made it on the Twilight soundtrack. Now, I can't tell you that I've seen the whole Twilight movie, but I can tell you that this was a cultural phenomenon, and that album is full of bangers. Like Paramore has Decode on that album. I think that they put like Supermassive Black Hole by Muse on that album. A lot of really good songs are on that album. It's surprisingly kind of like a banger soundtrack. And I'm actually almost curious to rewatch the movie just because of how good it is. But with that out of the way, let's talk a bit more about the underrated songs. So, underrated just means to me that these are songs that I don't think people listen to or talk about enough. Hands Held High doesn't get talked about at all, really, and I think it's an amazing song. Valentine's Day, also a really good song. And the other song from this album that I think is really good is The Little Things Give You Away. It just sounds like a single, honestly. Really well written ballad. It kind of does have a lot more of those sort of hip hop beats and stuff like that, and it feels like a really good way to round out that underrated songs list. Now let's go into deep cuts. So No Roads Left was the first one. Across the Line is the other digital song from the album that I'm going to talk about tonight, and it's a good song. Really solid recording. I can kind of see why it didn't make the album if they were going for something kind of tight and compact. But good song, and it was really like a surprise to find this song after all these years. The next one is In Between. In Between is another song that features Mike on singing, but it's a bit more low key. Definitely like a more somber and melancholic vocal. I would rate this song higher. I think it is underrated, but I feel like not everything can be like underrated. Otherwise, I'll just be saying that the whole album is underrated, and that's clearly not true. I mean, there are like lots of bangers on this album that people talk about. So this kind of had to go here, but I do really like this song. In Pieces, for me, it's another one of those songs where it's like, yeah, I guess it could have been higher, but it just was, it lands where it lands. And I have nothing else to really say about it. But with that out of the way, this is the list. What do you guys think? I didn't go for a more conventional grading system just because I feel like it's not fair. And it's not true. The thing is that there's no song on this album that I would put as F. Nothing in this song was done without. Nothing that was on this album was done without purpose. And all of these songs deserve to be here. They were worthy of airplay, and commercial release. Really good album overall. But guys, let me know what you think. Do you agree with my take? Do you think I should have been harsher? Do you think that other songs are better than other songs? You guys can just write in the comments. Let me know what you think or your own tier list. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. I want to shout out Tiermaker for this template and this tier list that I used tonight. It was super simple, super easy to learn. And then I also kind of want to just say that we are coming out with more content all the time. I do say that we talk about gaming on this channel, and we're going to start tomorrow. And we're going to start with some 3DS content, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. But with that out of the way, I hope you're all having a good night. Take care, rest well. I know I will. Peace. Oh, and like and subscribe.